Today, we're going to talk about organizational maturity. So, you might be wondering, that sounds a little abstract. Why are we spending time on something like this? The thing to keep in mind about affiliate marketing is that requires coordination across a lot of different teams. So, you're going to have your partnerships team that's dealing with the affiliate directly, but you're also going to be working with product and engineering to build the right experiences. You're going to be dealing with legal and compliance. You'll be dealing obviously with credit and risk. Analytics is involved. So there's a number of different constituents here on the lender side that go in and need to contribute to a successful world-class affiliate program. When I think operational maturity, you could also think of it as organizational maturity. So how are folks communicating with each other? Who's in each role? How are decisions getting made? That sort of thing. Who might care about this? So one is if you're new to the space, let's say you're a fintech lender, you've been getting distribution from paid search and direct mail, for example, but you've been hearing that affiliate could really round out your distribution and help you grow and hit your growth targets, etc. But you've never built an affiliate organization, operation, you don't really know what goes into it. So this episode could be interesting for you because it starts to paint a picture of like, what does good look like? And what do the earlier stages of maturity look like, so that you can paint a clear picture around the people you might need to hire, how you might want to organize those people, if you're going to get external help because you can't staff that or don't want to staff it internally, like what gaps will you have, etc. That's kind of use case number one. Use case number two is if I've been at this for a while. Okay, so I've been an affiliate, my results are okay, but I'm not really getting the results I want. I figure the framework we'll share today could help you just get a broader perspective on what things look like externally and paint a picture of where you need to change or make adjustments in your team or your organization or your decision-making model. So before I jump in to summarize the framework I'm going to cover today, let's just hit real quick on why do I think I'm qualified to even talk about this topic? Just to address this up front, I've worked with dozens of lending organizations in my work on the affiliate side, selling media to banks, lenders, etc. And specifically, I've been dealing with affiliate marketing organizations and oftentimes with their risk team partners. So I've seen the dynamics, at least from the outside, of how organizations work, how they tick, how they engage with publishers or affiliates. So that's the first thing. The second thing is I've, over a span of 8 years, worked at 2 different lenders that actually leaned in quite heavily into affiliate for distribution. And because affiliate was important to both of those organizations, I got an inside look on what is really good, what does world-class actually look like, and what are all the components of that. I hope to kind of land some of those stuff I've learned across those jobs here in today's episode. And then finally, right now, I run a practice called New Market Growth. It's a marketing agency that specializes in helping lenders build affiliate programs. That's literally all we do right now. And we are working with a number of clients across different categories, predominantly credit card and personal loan today. All of that experience combined has helped me build out the framework that I'll be sharing today. So with that, let's go ahead and start talking about what this is. I've built 4 categories here, where if I have a 30-minute conversation with a lender and I ask the right questions, I'm going to be able to drop them into one of these buckets with a good deal of confidence based on what I hear. So 4 levels. The first level I call 101, and I label that as the transactional level. So here, the lender's focused on the volume of leads that they're getting, the cost of acquisition. The rest of the operation looks a lot like affiliate programs might look in other industries. There's not much attention placed on the quality of accounts or downstream effects of marketing, things of that nature. So that's a high-level summary on bucket 1. So second bucket, this is really when, and I call this quality aware, this is when the lender starts acting and behaving in accordance to the insight that not all leads are created equal, and not all customers that come through these lead sources are created equal. So what happens is they start paying attention to what a customer looks like after they're booked. So the questions they'll ask themselves is like, how much revenue are they driving? What are the delinquency rates? What are the loss rates? What's the real LTV from this exact source of acquisition? So imagine you have 10 affiliates and now you're CAC ranking based on downstream performance, not just volume of accounts and cost of acquisition like you might have done in the 101 level. So this is kind of like a heightened level of sophistication. What I find is folks don't stay in this bucket very long. If you end up in this bucket, you end up learning real quick that, oh crap, there's a whole bunch of other stuff I need to worry about too, which immediately puts you in bucket 3, the 301 bucket. And I call these folks, they're feedback loop aware. So what happens here is the lender starts to learn and to see through the course of their operation that when they make a change to their business, the affiliate reacts to that change, and that in turn has knock-on effects, which then again changes their business and may cause the lender to again make another change, which may then again have the affiliate respond. So thus the feedback loop. But let me just give you an example here to illustrate what I'm talking about with feedback loops. So let's say a lender opens up their buy box. So they're underwriting, instead of having 10% of the US population be eligible for the product, let's say it opens up to 15%, okay? So the approval rate goes up on this particular publisher that we're talking about from 60 to 70%. So what's going to happen is that publisher is going to notice that more leads are clearing the lender's underwriting and becoming customers. Thus, the monetization is now better than it was before. And as a response to that, they might change where their ads are placed, how they promote the ad, the rank of the ad, etc. So generally speaking, the better a marketing funnel performs for a publisher, the better the rank, and then the better kind of the average applicant quality that comes through. This is not always the case, but kind of as a general principle, kind of reasonable to assume that. So in the example I just shared, the lender opened up their buy box, and now their rank and their average applicant quality improved. And as a result, they actually might want to go do that again. They might actually want to open up a little bit further, which again creates like a positive flywheel. So 401, this one, I call this partner first. So at this level, the lender starts to learn that their success relies on delivering exceptional products and experiences. And by that, I mean buying experiences for their affiliate partners, their publisher partners. So in this frame, we start to think about each publisher is a little different. They all have different buying experiences, data assets, customer types, integration capabilities. So what we're doing here is we're reverse engineering what we need to do on our business to best fit and match and complement what the publisher is doing on their side. That's one of the big insights here. And like, it's not so much an insight as like operationally, we are obsessed with that notion. And as we build roadmaps and we kind of grade ourselves internally on how we're doing, like that principle is very much top of mind. At the 401 level, we start to conclude that some of our investigations around things like volume variance and volatility were just often unproductive. Like they were things that got our attention and we were curious about, but ultimately when we answered the question, if we were even able to answer them, kind of didn't lead to like productive outcomes, okay? So those are the 4 levels. I'm going to unpack each of the 4 and talk you through what to look for to kind of diagnose whether you're in, the 101, 201, 301, or 401 level. And then I'll close with some thoughts on just generally what are some things you can start to do tomorrow, regardless of the level you're in, to up-level the maturity of your organization, your operation, your business, and generally just be more effective as a team in growing the affiliate channel. Okay, let's spin through the 101 level here. The overall summary of this level, when I see organizations that are operating here, it almost feels like the folks working on the affiliate team, for whatever reason, and this is often not their fault, are almost running affiliate without any regard to the fact that we're issuing loans here. Like we're finding customers and we're lending to them, and the performance of these loans matter. And we need to be thinking about LTVs and all that stuff. It feels almost like we're buying widgets, we're buying leads and we're selling widgets. And as soon as the deal is done, it's over and we've made our money and like we can wash our hands and move on. That's the overall vibe. So just to kind of break this down a little bit and make it tangible, the strategy here at the 101 level is like, we want lead volume and we want to manage CAC. That's really it. And we're using basic levers like CPA. So I'm going to pay the partner more, or I might incentivize the customer to click on my offer more by having a higher sign up bonus. We're ignoring levers like product integrations, application friction reduction, credit-based targeting. This is not even in our head. We're running around and we're talking to publishers and we're saying, hey, cool, can you list my product? I can pay you X. How much volume can you do? And that's it. It's very, very mechanical, straightforward, easy. In a lot of ways, we're absolving ourselves of worrying about a lot of stuff that's kind of complicated and hard. So I could see operating like this being fun, being exciting from the affiliate team's perspective. Unfortunately, it's unlikely to create good results for the lender. The analytics team, they're probably looking at things like lead volume, conversion rates, application rates, approval rates. But we don't disaggregate it by segment. For instance, we're not looking at this by FICO band. We're not looking at this by credit risk model band. We're not disaggregating this by specific affiliate partners. Everything gets thrown into the affiliate category. Maybe it gets compared to direct mail and search and something else, but it's one global high-level view, and that's enough because, again, our goal is buy units and keep our CAC in a reasonable place, and you don't really need to disaggregate things to do the job there. So on the partnership side of things, this one's a little bit interesting. I'm not quite sure the psychology here, but there tends to be kind of a posture of superiority or entitlement with partners, and the view can kind of be something along the lines of, hey, look, we write the checks, so the affiliate should listen to us and respect us by default. And unfortunately, what that mindset gets us is we're not really thinking about what the world looks like from the publisher's shoes. And we're almost treating our partners like vendors. I just tell you how many units I need next month, and you're going to send them because you work for me. And that's just not the reality of the game we're playing here. On the product team, look, there's nothing happening here. Product isn't paying attention to what the affiliate team is doing. People in affiliates and product rarely, if ever, talk to each other. This changes considerably at the higher levels, but right now it's just not even a thing. When it comes to like hiring and team composition, lenders in this bucket tend to hire affiliate marketers, sometimes without any lending background. You know, they're good affiliate marketers. They kind of know the dynamics of affiliate and how it works. Sometimes they have connections into some of the publishers, but because they've never worked in a lending business, don't even think to ask the questions around kind of the downstream stuff that at higher levels of maturity or become a little bit more natural. And then some other cross-functional dynamics here, like I think I'll just talk about the risk team here for a second. So they seem to have a vague sense that affiliate channels could be risky, but look, they are not involved in the day-to-day. They're not talking to partners. They're not asking questions around how offers are placed or ranked or approval odds badges or anything of that nature. They might come in and impose some kind of guardrail for the affiliate team. They're going to say, look, I don't know what you're doing exactly, but not my business to manage. It's your business. But I need you to do two things for me. I need FICO to be above 700. Like I'm just going to straight decline anyone from affiliate under 700. And I need the CAC to be, I need the CAC to be under $200, right? Because if the CAC comes in at that level, it gives me some buffer to take higher losses than normal, and it gives me some kind of safety net. So that gives the affiliate team almost a little bubble to operate in. It could feel smart from kind of the risk team to do that, but having marketing and affiliates kind of closely interacting is actually one of the best things you can do. So while well-intentioned to set these guardrails and have an affiliate team run off, it's actually counterproductive to what you're trying to build, the muscle you're trying to build organizationally, which is like this close, highly collaborative interaction between risk and marketing. So look, there's a lot of like ignorance is bliss stuff going on at this level. because if we're not thinking about loss rates and LTVs and whatnot, we're going out there having fun buying units and managing CAC, and life's pretty good because there's not a heck of a lot to worry about here, at least day to day. The problem is going to be at some point there's going to be some kind of blow up because some partner has been sending this really high risk stuff, and now it's creating a real problem downstream, and it's starting to show up in losses. And then there will be a feedback loop eventually where risk says, oh, and it could even be as dramatic as, oh, we hate affiliates, or we think affiliates are risky and we just don't think they can work. And like some kind of mandate comes from the top and affiliate all of a sudden is gone. Or there's like a really serious reboot. Maybe now we're starting to cut by affiliate to see where the losses are coming from. And it turns out that 7 out of our 10 are showing too much risk, and 3 out of our 10, they're fine. So we're going to keep those 3 on, but 7 are gone. And all of a sudden, what felt like a program that was delivering 30% of your accounts looks like it's delivering 5%. And everybody loses momentum, and maybe people get cut from the affiliate team, and that now it's going to just be really hard in that frame to get an organization excited about affiliate. Because in this context, probably what happened was affiliate was misexecuted. I think it's safe to say for almost all organizations that if you execute affiliate well, the risk and performance will be in line with other D2C channels. But if it's misimplemented and not handled with care, it could easily turn into a channel that has higher losses than you'd like. Unfortunately, that's often how the story plays out at the 101 level, which is why 101 level is not really a stable place to be. Because what will happen is you'll either realize that, oh, I can't play the game this way, and you graduate, and you end up looking like a 201, 301, or 401 company, or you just give up hope that you can ever figure it out and you shut it down. Okay, so let's move on to the 201 level. I've been calling this the quality aware level. We realize that the affiliates' short-term incentive is to send us more volume. That's how they monetize. So the more accounts, the better. That's not always the case, but usually we're going to pay a CPA, a cost per acquisition, or a cost per new account that doesn't vary based on the quality of the customer. So more units are good from the publisher's perspective, but we're concerned because a high volume of low quality accounts isn't going to work for us. Like if the loss rates here are too high, or if the utilization rates, let's say it's a credit card, if the spend or the revolve isn't where it needs to be, all of a sudden we paid too much for these accounts, we aren't able to generate margin, and we have a money loser here over time. So we pivot our attention to quality. Here at this level, we know that measuring success based only on account volume and CAC, or cost of acquisition, it's short-sighted. So we add KPIs and constraints to our success criteria that force us to manage account quality in addition to volume. So what this might look like in practice is I have a dashboard that used to say, here's how many units from publisher A, B, and C. Here's how much I paid for those units across publishers. So I kind of have a total volume, a blended CAC. But I might add a column here that says, hey, let me watch early delinquencies. So maybe 30, 60, 90 DQ. Let me watch activation rate, utilization rate. Let me get some early indicators here on how these affiliate channels are actually performing downstream post the actual acquisition of the customer. And now I have an early indicator or a yellow flag I can raise, or something's off the rails. So it's a nuanced change to a dashboard, but it could have very material consequences. So analytics now has to connect some data and thread it together. Because before, at the prior level, we were just looking at channel performance. So really top of funnel stuff. How many accounts am I getting, the CPAs, etc. Now I have to connect downstream performance like delinquency, charge off, NPV, LTV, that sort of thing, to each affiliate source. And ideally want to be looking at this in real time as the accounts are coming in. As we do it, we'll notice that each affiliate produces a different account quality on average and a different ROI. And at the 201 level, we're not really sure why yet. Okay, we don't know. We don't have perfect answers as to why the world is the way it is. We can start to get curious about it. At the 201 level, we're generally not doing anything about it. We're just kind of watching the movie play out on the dashboards. Okay, so partnerships at this level, we start to ask more questions about how the partner finds their audience, how they promote our offer. We're not super precise yet about the information we want or why we need it. And at this level, we're kind of holding our cards close to the vest because we're starting to get curious. Remember, we're now seeing loss rates are different across different publishers, and we're starting to figure out why. We suspect it might be because their audiences are different or they promote our offers in various different ways, and that could be contributing to the loss performance. But we're kind of like elf and secretive about it. We, instead of opening up and saying, hey, look, your loss rate's 50% higher than our average affiliate partner. Ideally, we connect our questions and our concerns to the well-being of the affiliate partner's business too. We're not there yet. We're just curious and we want information, and we're almost like interrogating our partners and trying to extract information, but the partners don't really know why. So then they start to suspect that we're up to something and that the information we might gather could adversely impact their business. So we start to sense a level of distrust from them because our curiosity is ramping up, but our transparency around why we're curious and why it could benefit both sides to engage in that curiosity isn't really well formed. Let's move on to product now. At this level, we start to demand more of our partners, but we don't bring much more to the table ourselves. So we use the same product and application experience that we use in other marketing channels. So we're not really customizing what we're doing or adapting what we're doing to better fit the affiliate partner, but we're going to the partner and just asking for more. For example, can you place us in this top-notch placement, or can you send me information that helps me be smarter downstream? Often we're just getting told no, and we feel good that we asked, but we're often not really moving the needle here on the product side. So moving on to hiring and team composition. At this level, affiliates tend to be run by generalists, and we don't yet see the value in staffing the affiliate team with deep specialized knowledge in the channels we're dealing with. So for example, let's say we're working closely with Credit Karma, Experian, Credit Sesame, Wallet Hub, channels that have a very specific targeting and credit dimension. We're not really there on the idea that credit and marketing are really closely related and really hard to separate when it comes to driving the right outcomes in affiliate. So we have generalists. They're good. They have MBAs. They have consulting backgrounds. They're smart, but they don't know how these specific channels like Credit Karma, like Experian, how they work, what makes them tick, what are the levers. Generalists generally figure it out because they spend time in the business, they spend time with the partners, they're curious. They build this competency over time, but they don't land hitting the ground running because these channels just have a lot of nuance, okay? And I do want to contrast this for a moment between a channel like SEM. I've never in my career seen an organization have an open role for SEM, and then they say, hey, I'm going to hire a generalist here. I'm going to hire an MBA who's smart, who's capable, who's a good learner, who's a good communicator, who I believe has lots of upside in their career, and I'm just going to hand them SEM and hope for the best. I hope they learn all the nuances of how to find the right keywords and apply negatives and do the right bidding and feed data back to Google. There's like a gazillion things that you have to do well in SEM in order for that channel to work. It's so competitive. So you always hire specialists, whether it be an agency or a full-time hire, but yet we feel comfortable in affiliates at the 201 level just hiring any person. And the reason is because we just don't appreciate at this level how much nuance and detail goes into making this work. So it's kind of an observation there on hiring. Moving on to cross-functional dynamics. At the 201 level, the marketing team runs this. Okay, so risk is still at an arm's distance. Maybe they're aware that there's a dashboard now that has like early DQs and activation rates and revolve rate. They're rarely, if ever, communicating with the affiliate team. They're surely not communicating with the publishers and the affiliates. And they kind of just tend to show up when things feel like they've gone off the rails. So risk isn't actively involved in prevention. They're letting the marketing team do their thing. They kind of show up when there's damage control needed. Those are the basic cross-functional dynamics. So I talked about the 101 level being a stage where you either decide you need to close the channel or you need to graduate your sophistication. The 201 level, I think, is similar. I think it's a fleeting and transitory stage. The Companies here that start to say, hey, look, affiliate's interesting, it's working, there's a lot of volume, they tend to gain conviction in the channel and graduate to the 301 and the 401 levels. And the companies that, look, they're not seeing that much traction in affiliate, whether it be volume or quality, just something's not working, they may just like start disinvesting and just kind of running this thing on autopilot. They're going to end up at the 101 level probably for a little while. And then again, they're going to decide on whether am I going to shut this thing down or am I going to invest seriously. So we're going to wrap today's episode. If when you heard the 101 maturity level or the 201 level, you're kind of left feeling, hey, this kind of looks and feels like my organization, I want to leave you with a couple of things you can do to just quickly up-level the maturity of your team and how you approach affiliates. And then in the next episode, we'll get into 301 and 401 maturity levels. And I'll close that episode with a more thorough look at what are all the things you can do across the different functions to make sure you're steadily increasing your maturity level, your sophistication, and ultimately your effectiveness in affiliate marketing over time. So here are the 4 things I'll leave you with. So 1 would be to form a cross-functional team. So the suggestion is to have them meet weekly. This is going to be a group of people typically composed of partnerships, analytics, credit risk, product and engineering, maybe even a finance person. And the idea is that they're looking at data and collaborating on the channel. And this avoids the danger of having an affiliate marketing manager or affiliate partner manager off on an island trying to navigate independently without the support of all these other teams. That's just flat out not going to work. And by having this kind of cross-functional weekly meeting, you start to force the conversations that should be happening and may not be happening organically at your company. 2 would be to have an MBR or a QBR, so a quarterly or monthly business review, where the team can actually just show you all the levers they're looking at in the business, which ones they plan to pull, and more or less what the roadmap is against those initiatives. And what you're looking for here is a funnel. So what are they going to do to improve click-through rate? What are they going to do to improve application rate? What are they going to do to increase approval rate? And if you're a personal loan lender or an auto refi lender, the funding rate, what are they going to do there? There should be specific tangible things they're doing to move the needle on all those things. And if you're not seeing that, then that's going to lead to natural questions on what they can or could be doing in each of those areas. The 3rd would be to set one single accountable leader for the program. Again, affiliate, when done right, is highly cross-functional. And if you don't have a single leader that can greenlight initiatives, that can get resources, and that can unblock when different parts of the organization aren't in agreement on something, that it can just speed things up tremendously. So I would suggest you consider having kind of like a GM type person. It could be the head of partnerships that plays this role, but they need to be empowered to make decisions across, like cross-functionally. And then 4th would be consider getting external experts involved. And that could take a couple forms. You could either hire someone that's very familiar with this stuff. So someone that's worked at a large affiliate or has been on the publisher side of the world for a long time and has worked closely with lenders. Ideally, it's someone that's been on the lending side that has worked closely with publishers and gets the nuance of the interplay between the marketing side of things and the credit side of things. So that'll be option 1, a very seasoned full-time hire. Another could be just get an external agency involved or consultant involved. One option you have here is my agency. I run a practice called New Market Growth, and we specialize exclusively on affiliate marketing programs for lenders. So we'd be happy to chat with you if we could play that role in your organization. So if you enjoyed today's episode and you'd like to support the show, please consider one of the following things. 1 would be share this on social media or with a colleague that might find it helpful. 2nd would be to leave a review on this podcast. Or lastly, just send me any questions that you have that I could cover on future episodes. I'm always looking for content ideas, and my contact information is in the show notes. I'm looking forward to diving into the 301 and the 401 maturity levels in the next episode. I'll see you there.